Welcome everyone to AV Atmos. We have something really fun to talk about today, and that is the fact that CD has just come and gone, and is more or less for audio companies to display their new products and at the show. And there is something that struck me this year, especially this year. CDS is kind of like the most important CDR that I've seen throughout the previous years that I've started following CDR events, and that is the fact that home theater processors now have made 16 channel processing as a standard, and not just a regular standard but very affordable now. And I'm talking about esoteric brands like Arkham, NAD, Alcaros, brands, a lot of these brands, Audio Control, Denon, Marantz, Monoprice. There are so many, the list goes on. And all of these companies did one thing that kind of like is very, very good, like for the industry of audio, and that's the fact that they have put out 16 channels. And it is good because of the fact that you see, Atmos needs a lot of channels to recreate the surround effects that was intended by the director. You don't recreate Atmos properly with 7 speakers. You can only get that with more heights, or maybe more surrounds and height speakers around your room. And having 16 channels as a base model, as opposed to the 11 channels that we've been using for 5 years, I think it's a good step in the right direction. But there is a problem, and the problem I see with 16 channels is the fact that the studios are not maximizing the potential of Atmos, Auro 3D, and DTSX. The people producing the companies, the audio components that can play this format are not the problem. It's the studios creating the audio for their production are the problem. They are not making quality mixes, and I said that in my previous video, and that will be the problem that will keep on lingering for a while, except so many of these studios addresses mixing their audio right. Now, I'm not saying that every movie released in a month or in a year comes with terrible audio. No, that's not what I'm getting at. Well, you can have a $30 to $50 to $100,000 home theater system in your home, only for you to come out at the end of the year to barely have a 10 list of films that had great surround sounds for you. Now, 16 channel may cost between $4,000 to $8,000 on their basis, but for the fact that the audio companies, the studios that make these movies don't produce quality sound, it is still going to affect the industry in a negative way. And more or less, I've been imploring so many of these companies to work on their audio mixes, because it is what we as the enthusiasts spend our money on, because we do not want a situation whereby we buy your Blu-rays or your 4K disc and we can't be able to get the value of what we're paying for. We can get quality sound from your disc, whereas we have very professional high quality system that can play this immersive formats. I'm not saying the studios are doing a bad thing. They are trying their best. I understand that it's very expensive to get these things done right, and I'm very considerate to understand all this. But the thing there is that we as fans, we need these studios to do a lot more better, because the audio companies have been doing a lot more better than they should. We have Monoprice with their HTP1. We have the Emotiva, the RMC1. We have the Emotiva XMC1. We have the new Audio Control lineup. Their processors that can process 16 channels. They even have the AV receiver that can process 16 channels as well. There are many AV receivers now coming with 16 channels on board. The Arkham series have their processor, they have their AV receivers as well. So guys, it is cool that we already have a base model now which is 16 channels, but we should, as fans, pressure these studios to get their mixes right, because if they don't get their mixes right, nobody's going to patronize these our favorite audio brands and buy their products. With time, we'll probably say that this is a gimmick, because the audio brands can only do as much as produce high quality gear, but we need to make these movie companies, or tell them with our various social media handles, to actually produce quality audio mixes, because they are not doing the best that I feel they can with the technology that they made very popular around the world. So guys, this is basically what I have for you guys today on the fact that AV processors have become very affordable, and I think it's the right time for anyone that is an audio enthusiast to go out there and shop for an AV processor for his or her own theater. And if I get more news on new companies bringing out new 16 channel processors, I'm going to bring you guys the news on this channel. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel. I'll bring you guys more content like this. See you guys on the next video.